But let's worry about the movements um, rather than the sound for now.
Okay.
Just to keep it going, you know.
Yeah.
So let me see you do that with your right hand again. Just plucking the fourth, third, second, and first string with thumb, index, middle ring. That.
Easy.
Yeah, and also with your thumb on the fourth string. Yeah. Nice. That looks pretty good. So some things you can work on already is making sure the movement instead of going upward like this, it goes into the palm. The fingers just move inward like this. So it's less of a jumping motion and more of like a grabbing motion.
And what about
Yeah.
the thumb?
And the thumb just moves from the knuckle joint here. This.
I feel like when I do that, my thumb wants to clasp onto my index finger like
Yeah.
this. Is
That's
that how it's
that's
supposed to be?
that is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. And just make
Okay.
sure the thumb is on the left side of the fingers, right? This. So my thumb always lands. It lands right there. Were you able to see
Gotcha.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me see you do it again. So what I'm seeing from you is kind of like this type of thing, where you kind of go out like this, right? Kind of going out like that. So try to do more. Keep everything still except the fingers. That kind of thing. So movement from the knuckle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me try that.
Like this.
Yeah, that's better. Good, good. You're still doing a little bit of this like jerky motion, like upward and away. So try to keep the wrists stable and just the fingers move. Yeah, yeah.
It just feels awkward for me.
Yeah, you're just not used to it. But that's the proper way for your right hand to strike the strings.
I feel like I want to lift up my hand like this when I
Yeah,
pluck the string, but
yeah.
that's the wrong motion, right?
It's not the wrong motion. I wouldn't call it wrong. I would say it's inefficient, right? Because if you're playing arpeggios really fast and you're trying to um, use every movement as efficiently as you can, or move as efficiently as you can, it's difficult when you have larger movements. So if you have smaller movements, that's better. If you look at my right hand
Yeah.
versus this, it's more like clunky and it's a lot slower. All right.
Yeah. Can you do that again? Okay. You're not moving your wrist at all.
Exactly. So the wrist stays
Okay.
still, just the fingers move. If you move your wrists a lot, you won't be able to do any of that. There you go. That looks right.
I feel like I need to maybe angle my wrist up so it doesn't move as much. And then I feel like this is
Yes,
better, right? That's better.
exactly. That looks really good. And I think you fixed it. What I was gonna say earlier was that your wrist was a little too low, like
Yeah, like I
close.
had it like this,
Yeah. Yep.
and it's supposed to be like this, right?
Not too much, but also not like try to keep it straight, but it could also bend in a little bit, a little forward, just a tiny bit. Not too much.
Like this.
That looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Your hand looks so much better already. And just keep an eye on your shoulder because your shoulder looks a little bit tense. Just a tiny bit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But that looks 1,000 times better. And look at your wrist; it's going back down again. So you just have that habit of the relaxing the wrist on the guitar. So that's something you'll have to work on. But the way you work on it is just right hand alone practice and being very mindful and conscious of it, right? And if you do that every day, like it'll go away in time, right? But you have to be mindful about it. Yeah, but that's it. You got it. Nice. So let
And it
let's
feels easier.
yeah, it does feel easier. It's because your body's like working the way it's supposed to, I guess.
Hmm.
So let me share some documents, and I can send these to you after that you can practice.
Sure.
Let me just find them really quick.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah,
Good,
that's
good.
a lot better.
So this is the pumping nylon book. I think I've mentioned it once or twice in the actual classes that you take. But
Hmm.
if you're really interested in this like classical style or flamenco style, you should really look into this book. It's really good.
And it's called Pumping Nylon.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott Tennant, the
That's
classical
right.
guitarist.
Yep. Scott Tennant. He's one of the goats. He's really, really good. Yeah. Um, so right here, there's a whole bunch of exercises to try for the right hand. All of these would be good, but especially look at the ones for arpeggios on 78. So these are all really good. And even if you can't read the music, you don't have to be able to read it. You have to know just the fingerings, right? And the right hand is PIMA, thumb, index, middle, and then ring. So let's look at this one here and just talk about these three different ways to play. And there's more, but these are the three main ones. So here's full plant. And I think we talked about this just a little bit, but so full plant means you prepare each finger every single finger on the string ahead of time. So you just prepare everything always, basically. So you'll never have a finger, you only have one finger off the string at a time. So if we use this fingering that's on here, then we have our thumb on the fifth string, right? And then index, middle, ring on the third, second, and first strings, right here. And then we have every finger planted on there. We play the first note, and then after you play this thumb note, your index plays next, and your thumb returns, like this. Let me get closer. Thumb returns. So prepare, pluck, next one plucks, and then this one returns. And you do the same thing for every string. The thumb, next string, next string, next. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that feels
Yeah.
like it feels like I'm getting better already.
Good, good. So let me stop sharing my screen so we can see each other better. But that's the idea for full planting. Can I see you try that?
Sure.
Let me see your right hand.
Can you see that?
Good, yeah. The only thing to keep an eye on is your ring finger was not on the string already beforehand. So keep everything planted. You see my hands, all fingers are on there. Yeah, do it again. Yes, that was it. Good. Do you see the difference?
Hmm.
Yeah, you feel it too, right? So
Yeah.
this one really teaches you like how it's supposed to feel and how to be accurate with the strings and precise and feel the distance between the strings and every little detail. Like you just get more and more used to the feeling of it. So this one's really good for that. And then the next one after full planting, which is kind of like the next level, would be sequential planting. So this one is where you only have one finger on a string at any time. So to start, it kind of looks like this, and we'll use the same pattern we did earlier to keep it similar. But you start with just one finger, and then you move, once this one strikes, your next finger will prepare immediately. So like this. So nothing, just the thumb. When it plucks, this one prepares. And then you do the same thing for the next strings. Oops. So this one plays, this one prepares. Now this one plays, this one prepares. And same thing. You want to try that? Yeah, let me see your hand. Exactly. It's really like robotic, right? This one. It feels like very precise and accurate and quick, like little movements. So this one is the one that really is going to develop your speed. If you do this one a lot, it'll help you a bunch, and you'll be super accurate. So try this one out with all of these different exercises on here. And then once you feel really good about it, the last way you should practice it is the opposite, which would be
Okay.
legato and relaxed. So you relax your hand because the planting, there's one fault or one thing you should be careful about. That is, it develops tenseness in their hand sometimes. So because you're always on the strings, that's why. So if you do the opposite and you try your best to relax each finger, if you take up your right hand right now, just like float it in the air. If you press down on your mid joint with your other hand, just press down on it like this, and then you release it, it just flies back up. Yeah, it just flies back up. You see that? Like you don't have to do anything.
Mm,
So that's you relaxing. And when you're
mm.
planting on the string, you're not relaxed, right? You're touching the string like this, but then you let it release it and it flies back. So with this one, you want to do the same thing, but now no planting. You just strike from the air, and it's a little dangerous if you do this one too early because you can get some bad habits and inaccuracies. So
Okay.
only do this one after you feel good about the planting. But no, nothing planting. Thumb, relax. Index, relax, relax. And everything just goes back to how it's supposed to look. Right? So that's the last one. That's like the the last level, but you should be able to do all of them and pick and choose depending on the music which one you want to do. Right? But you want the feeling of the planting, the security and the accuracy, but you want the relaxation of the last one, the legato and the free one. And depending on the music, you can choose which one to use. Like if you want to play something that has a lot of connecting lines, like arpeggios, something like that, then you probably want it to flow and resonate, right? But if you do the planting, then it's gonna cut the resonation. That's the full planting or sequential or the free one. Right? So you want to be able to do any and all of those and start with the planting and then develop the right hand, and you'll feel really comfortable with all of these movements. And these transfer over to like scales and stuff too.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll send you like the name of the book and everything. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, if you could send me that, that would be great.
Yeah.
I really love that book, and especially the way you explain it, it's amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Elliot. You have any last questions?
No, thank you for the lesson. Honestly, this was exactly what I needed to learn everything I needed to know. And hopefully we get a chance to learn more about this book, and maybe you can teach me to be better because I've formed some bad habits over the past, and you've helped me kind of gauge how to play better. And I
Nice.
appreciate that. I really do appreciate your help, and I appreciate this lesson. So thank you so much.
Well,
Also,
thank you, Elliot.
yeah,
Mhm.
you're welcome. And I'll make sure to have my settings.
Yeah, fix for next time. You're good. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. This is the first
So
time.
yeah, I apologize for that, man. I'm usually prepared. It's
Yeah.
just I didn't realize my settings needed. Anyways.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. All right,
Okay, great.
Elliot.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. All right,
Thank
have
you.
a good one. You too.
See you.
Bye bye.